Hi students, good morning to all of you. So today we are going to derive the thermal efficiency of diesel cycle. So in the previous class we have derived the thermal efficiency of auto cycle. So now in this class we will see thermal efficiency of diesel cycle. See, so diesel cycle. So for this cycle we have a small description for this. So all of you listen carefully. So this cycle was developed by this diesel cycle was developed by the Dr. Rudolf Diesel in 1897. All the diesel engines are nowadays all the diesel engines are working on this cycle. It is also called constant pressure cycle. This cycle consisting means this diesel cycle consisting four thermodynamic processes. They are: first one, reversible adiabatic compression process, that is 1 to 2 process. Second one, constant pressure process, that is 2 to 1. Third one, reversible adiabatic expansion process, 3 to 4. And fourth one, constant volume process, 4 to 1. So these are the four thermodynamic process consisting this diesel cycle. So let us see one by one process in this cycle. See, first of all we should know how to draw the PV diagram and TS diagram by using these cycles. See, let us see how to draw the PV diagram and TS diagram by using these cycles. See, first one we will see the PV diagram here. So how to draw the PV diagram? See, first, what is the first thermodynamic cycle? A reversible adiabatic compression, or simply adiabatic compression. We can say adiabatic compression cycle, that is 1 to 2 process, adiabatic compression. So already we know that in adiabatic process it is a curve. PV diagram, in PV diagram it will be a curve. So 1 to 2 process is adiabatic compression. In compression process, arrow symbol must be towards the vertical axis. So this is arrow symbol. So now 1 to 2 process adiabatic compression process. This is first process. And second one is constant pressure process, that is 2 to 3. So constant pressure process, in constant pressure process the line should be parallel to your x-axis. So here this is constant pressure, means pressure at P2 is equal to pressure at P3, means P2 is equal to P3. So this is a constant pressure process. Okay, this is second process. And third process, a reversible adiabatic expansion process, or adiabatic, simply adiabatic expansion process. So 3 to 4 is a adiabatic expansion process, adiabatic expansion process. In adiabatic expansion process it is a curve, 3 to 4 is a curve line. Next, last process, fourth process is constant volume process, that is 4 to 1. So in constant volume process the line should be parallel to vertical axis, or line should be perpendicular to x-axis. So this is a constant volume process, means volume at V1 should be equal to volume at V4, means V4 equal to V1. So this is our PV diagram by using this thermodynamic process. So here this is P1, P2, sorry, P1, P4, P2 is equal to P3. This is a constant pressure process. Okay, finally this is our PV diagram. So similarly, by using these thermodynamic process, how to draw the TS diagram? Let us see once again. So first process is what? Reversible adiabatic compression process. So in once again observe the PV diagram. 1 to 2 process is a adiabatic compression process. It is a curve in the PV diagram. So if it is in curve in the PV diagram, the same process it will be a straight line in the TS diagram. So 1 to 2 process is the adiabatic compression. It is a straight line. Why? Because in adiabatic compression process entropy should be constant. That's why S1 is equal to S2. It is a straight line and it should be parallel to your y-axis or perpendicular to x-axis. If it is in curve in a PV diagram, it is a straight line in the STS diagram. So this is a difference between PV diagram and TS diagram. And let us see second process 2 to 3 is a constant pressure process. So in PV diagram it is a constant line. It is a straight line. So it should be a curve in the TS diagram. See, in the TS diagram, 2 to 3 is a curved line. See, 2 to 3 is a constant pressure process. This is 2 to 3. It is a curve in the TS diagram. Okay, next to 3 to 4 is a adiabatic expansion process in the PV diagram. Adiabatic expansion process in the PV diagram. So this curved line in the TS diagram, it should be a straight line. So 3 to 4 is the adiabatic expansion. It should be straight line. So it is in the adiabatic expansion process, entropy is constant, means entropy at is S3 is equal, 0.3 is equal to entropy at is 4 point. So 3 to 4 is the same, entropy is constant. So 3 to 4 is the adiabatic expansion process. Adiabatic expansion process, entropy is constant. So that's why it is a straight line. Next, last process, 4 to 1 is a constant volume process. It is a straight line in the PV diagram. So it is a straight, if it is straight line in the PV diagram, it will be a curved line in the TS diagram. 4 to 1 is a curved line. So this is a constant volume process. 4 to 1 is a constant volume process. So this is a constant volume process. This is about TS diagram. So here point 1, point 2 entropy are constant, but point 3 and point 4 entropy are constants. So point 1 temperature T1, at point 2 temperature T2, at point 4 temperature T4, at point 3 temperature T3. So maximum temperature is T3. So this is our PV diagram and TS diagram. So let us see next slide. So in the next slide, so how to find the total work transfer and the total heat transfer in this table. See, we will see serial number, thermodynamic process, and total work transfer or total work done, total heat transfer or total heat added, total heat rejected. See, first process. So what is the first process? Adiabatic compression process. So that is 1 to 2 process. Already we know how to write the work done, total work done in adiabatic compression process. So already we have discussed in the previous class. Once again, see this slide in adiabatic process. Total work done is equal to P2 V2. If it is 1 to 2 process, means if it is 1 to 2 process, P2 V2 minus P1 V1 by gamma minus 1. So this is our total work done in compression process, and similarly this is a total work done in expansion process in adiabatic compression process. Sorry, in adiabatic process. So the already we have derived these formulas in the first unit. So right, once again see. So in adiabatic compression process, 1 to 2 process, actually formula is P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by 1 minus gamma. 1 minus gamma. So here why the 1 minus gamma? See here, P1 is higher than the V1 is higher than the V2. So that's why P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by 1 minus gamma. So if we multiply this equation, numerator and denominator with minus, so it becomes like this: P2 V2 minus P1 V1 by gamma minus 1. So this is our total work done in the compression process. Okay, total work done or total work transfer in the adiabatic compression process. And similarly, let us see total heat transfer or total heat added or total heat rejected, whatever it is. Total heat transfer in the adiabatic compression process, Q is equal to 0. Why? Because in adiabatic process, the system or substance will not receive any type of heat or will not leaves out the any type of heat. That's why Q is equal to 0. Let us see. And second process, thermodynamic process, that is constant pressure process. 2 to 3 is the constant pressure process, that is expansion. So already we know that how to write the work done formula in constant pressure process. Once again, see here, constant pressure process. So in expansion process, P is into V2 minus V1. This is already I have explained in the previous slide. So in for 2 to 3 process, W2 to 3 is equal to P. So here V3 is higher than V2. That's why once again observe the PV diagram. V3 is higher than the V2, so V3 minus V2, P into V3 minus V2. This is our total work transfer in the constant pressure process, and total heat transfer in the constant pressure process is Q is equal to MCP. This is a constant pressure process, that's why it is a MCP T3 minus T2. So why T3 minus T2? Once again see, so TS diagram, so if you observe the TS diagram, so 2 to 3 is the 3 is the higher temperature, that's why 3 minus 2. Okay, 3 minus 3 minus 2. Next, coming to the third process, adiabatic expansion process, that is 3 to 4. Total work transfer in adiabatic expansion process is equal to P4 V4 minus P3 V3. So volume V3 is higher than the volume V4 is higher than the V3. That's why P4 V4 minus P3 V3 divided by 1 minus gamma. If you multiply this equation numerator and denominator with minus, so it becomes like this: P3 V3 minus P4 V4 by gamma minus 1. The total heat transfer in adiabatic expansion process, Q is equal to 0. So blindly in adiabatic expansion process, Q is equal to 0. Why? Because there is no change. The system will not receive any type of heat and will not leaves out any type of heat. That's why Q is equal to 0. And last we will see the constant volume process, that is 4 to 1. In constant volume process, total work transfer is blindly 0. Why? Because there is no change in volume, so that's why total work transfer is 0. And total heat transfer in the constant volume process is Q is equal to MCV T4 minus T3. Why T4 minus T3? Once again observe the TS diagram. So temperature T4 is higher than the T1, that's why T4 minus T1. Okay, so here if you observe once again this table, so here from the 2 to 3 process we are supplying heat. We are supplying heat, means we are supplying heat at at 2 to 3 process. Once again see thermal TS diagram. So from point 1 to 2 temperature is rising, 2 to 3 is temperature also rising. Okay, so means from point 2 to 3 from point 2 to 3, so we are supplying heat. Temperature is increasing means we are supplying heat at 2 to 3 process. So here from point 3 to 4 temperature is falling down, and point 4 to 1 temperature is falling down once again. So means, so 2 to 3 is a heat supplied and means in this process 2 to 3 process we are supplying heat. 4 to 1 is a heat rejection process. 2 to 3 is a heat supplied process, 4 to 1 is a heat rejection process. So means temperature in falling down. Okay, so here from temperature T4 to T1 temperature is falling down, so that's why this is a temperature and heat rejected process. 2 to 3 is a heat supplied process. Heat supplied process. Once again see, so 2 to 3 is a heat supplied, 4 to 1 is a heat rejected process. So already we know that general formula of thermal efficiency of diesel cycle is that net work done divided by heat supplied. So again net work done is equal to, general formula for net work done is equal to heat supplied minus heat rejected. Heat supplied minus heat rejected. See here in this slide, the efficiency of diesel cycle is called heat supplied minus heat rejected by heat supplied. So heat supplied heat divided by heat supplied, and heat supplied by heat rejected by heat supplied. So heat supplied gets cancelled. So here it will becomes 1 minus. So heat rejected is, what is the value of heat rejected? Once again observe the table. Heat rejected is MCV T4 minus T1. Heat supplied is equal to MCP T3 minus T2. Right. So here efficiency of diesel cycle is equal to 1 minus CV by MM gets cancelled, CV by CP, T4 minus T1 by T3 minus T2. So already we know that CP minus CV is equal to R, CP by CV is equal to gamma. This is adiabatic index. So CP by CV is equal to gamma, or we can write it as CV by CP is equal to 1 by gamma. So CV by CP nothing but 1 by gamma. So substitute CV by CP in value at this place, CV by, so that is 1 by gamma. And efficiency of diesel cycle is equal to 1 minus 1 by gamma into T4 minus T1 by divided T3 minus T1. So already we have discussed about the relationship between pressure, volume, temperature in previous video. Once again see, so here from the process 1 to 2 process, we can write it as T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 to the power of gamma minus 1. Okay, so here 1 to 2 process temperature T2 is higher than the T1, that's why T2 by T1. So if it is T2 by T1, so here T2 value, here 1, it should be 1, here 1, it should be 2. So T2 by T1 means V1 by V2 gamma to the power whole to the power of gamma minus 1. So already I have explained in the previous video the relationship between pressure, volume, temperature. This is very very important. Okay, once again see. So this relationship already I have explained in the previous slide. So these are the relationships between temperature, volume, pressure, volume, temperature, pressure. So these are the very very important. Already I have explained in the previous slide in adiabatic process. See the pressure relationship between pressure, volume, temperature. These are the very very important relations. Once again see, so how to get these relations in the previous video. See, so according to that relation we can write it T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 whole to the power of gamma minus 1. From this relation we can write it as T2 is equal to T1 into, so V1 by V2 is nothing but already we know that compression ratio formula, volume at beginning of the compression by volume at end of the compression. So compression ratio formula we know that R is equal to V1 by V2, R is equal to V1 by V2, before compression volume, after compression volume. So V1 by V2 is nothing but small r, that is compression ratio. So V1 by V2 is nothing but r to the power of gamma minus 1. So this is our equation number 2. Next next slide. From the process 2 to 3 relationship between pressure, volume, temperature, T3 by T2 is equal to V3 by V2. So this is the relationship between 2 to 3 process. What is the 2 to 3 process? Constant pressure process. In constant pressure process, the relationship between temperature and volume is this. Okay, right. Next, there is a one term. So here volume V3 by V2 is nothing but what? So here V3 by V2 is nothing but rho, that is rho is nothing but cutoff ratio. So cutoff ratio, fuel cutoff ratio. So what is cutoff ratio? See once again, see here, here we have a formula for cutoff ratio. Volume at the end of the heat supply to volume at the beginning of the heat supply. So volume at the end of the heat supply. So here if you observe the PV diagram, so this is a at 2 to 3 process we are supplying heat. So end of the heat supply, so means V3 divided by V2 is nothing but cutoff ratio. This is a fuel cutoff ratio. So fuel cutoff ratio formula is volume at the end of the heat supply by volume at the beginning of the heat supply. So this is the beginning of the heat supply. This is the end of the heat supply. So that's why volume V3 by V2 is nothing but fuel cutoff ratio. Therefore it is denoted by rho. Therefore rho is equal to V3 by V2. Rho is equal to V3 by V2. So here T3 by T2 is equal to rho. Therefore from this relation T3 is equal to T2 into rho. Already we know that T2 value. So T2 is equal to what? T1 into from the equation number 2, T1 is equal to R to the power of gamma minus 1. So substitute that one value here. T3 is equal to T1 into R to the power of gamma minus 1 into rho. So this is our equation number 3. So from the process, so 1 to 2 process is over, 2 to 3 process is over, next 3 to 4 is process. From the process 3 to 4, relationship between pressure, volume, temperature is T3 by T4. Temperature T3 is higher than the T4. That's why T4 is divided by T4. Sorry, T3 by T4 is equal to V4 by V3. So gamma minus 1. So from this relation we can write it as T3 by T4. So the same relation V4, actually from the PV diagram V1 is equal to V4. V1 is equal to V4. So we can write V4 by V1, V4 by V3. So we are multiplying and dividing with V2 by V2. V2, we are multiplying and dividing with V2. See here, there is no change in equation. V2 by V2 by V2. So this equation I am writing. So V4 is nothing but V1. So here V4 is equal to V1, V1 by V3, V2 by V2, O to the power of gamma minus 1. T3 by T4 is equal to V1 by, so I am writing this V2 here and V3 here. So V1 by V2 and to V2 by V3. So here O to the power of gamma minus 1. T3 by T4 is equal to V1 by V2 is nothing but what? R, that is compression ratio. Next, V3 by V2 is nothing but rho. V2 by V3 is nothing but 1 by rho. So R into 1 by rho into O to the power of gamma minus 1. So V3 by V2 is rho, V2 by V3 is nothing but 1 by rho. Okay. Next, we shall see the next slide. T3 by T4 is equal to R by rho to the power of gamma minus 1. T4 is equal to T3 by R by rho gamma minus 1. So from this relation, T4 is equal to T3 by, so we are separating this power to the both terms, R to the power of gamma minus 1, rho to the power of gamma minus 1. So bring this term to the numerator. So it becomes T4 is equal to T3 into R to the rho to the power of gamma minus 1 by R to the power of gamma minus 1. So we know that T3 value T1 into R to the power of gamma minus 1 from the third relation, equation number 3. So T4 is equal to, substitute that value T3 value T1 into R to the power of gamma minus 1 into rho to the power of 1 into rho to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by R to the power of gamma minus 1. R to the power of gamma minus 1, R to the power of 1 gets cancelled. So remaining equation will be like this: T4 is equal to T1 into rho to the power of gamma. So this is equation number 4. Substitute T4, T2, T3 values in equation number 1. You will get then the thermal efficiency of diesel cycle 1 minus 1 by gamma T1 into rho to the power of gamma minus T1 divided by, so here T1 into R to the power of gamma minus 1 into rho minus T1 into R to the power of gamma minus. Substitute these values T4, T2, T3, these values in equation number 1. This is our equation number 1. So T4, T1, T3, T2. So T4, T3, T2 values substitute in this equation. You will get like this. So here T1 is a common term. T1 is a common term. Put it outside and gets cancelled. So thermal efficiency of the diesel cycle is equal to, finally we can write it as diesel efficiency of 1 minus 1 by gamma. 1 by gamma. See once again, see here rho to the power of T1 rho minus 2 to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by r to the power of gamma minus 1 into rho minus r to the power of gamma minus 1. So this is our final equation, and finally we can write it as thermal efficiency of diesel cycle is equal to 1 minus 1 by gamma into rho to the power of gamma minus 1 divided by r to the power of gamma minus 1 into rho. So this is our final relation of the thermal efficiency of the diesel cycle. Okay, this is our answer. Both are same equations, both are same. So where R is equal to compression ratio, cutoff ratio, gamma is equal to adiabatic inductions. I hope you understand this next class, this derivation. I hope you understand this derivation. In the next class we will see the Carnot cycle.